Live from JDog World Headquarters in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, this is JDog Veteran Ventures, a podcast for veterans who have or want to start their own business. With your hosts, Jerry Flanagan and Tracy Flanagan, co-founders of JDog Brands.
We are here at Gregory FCA in Ardmore, PA for our second JDog Veterans Venture podcast. I'm here with Tracy Flanagan, and I'm Jerry Flanagan with JDog Brands. And on our last episode, we talked about entrepreneurship. That was going to be one of our subjects. And what a great way to kick off our second podcast. We have the founder of Veteran Shark Tank with us, Alex Archowski, and his partner, the chairman of Veteran Shark Tank, Joe Crandall. And today our episodes are going to be sponsored by Greencastle Consulting. It's 100% veteran owned, and it's the #1 small business award winner with GI Jobs last year and this year. Veteran Shark Tank is also one of our sponsors here, along with JDog Brands. So we are going to start off, and I'm going to introduce Alex and tell us a little bit about Veteran Shark Tank and why you're here today.
Jerry, Tracy, thanks for inviting us, and congratulations on all your success. So Veteran Shark Tank started 2012, and we saw a gap in the space of helping veterans, which was jobs and leaderships, but businesses. And we thought a great opportunity to do a veteran pitch competition, which everybody coined into the Veteran Shark Tank. So we started in 2012. We're in our 7th year this year, and really, really excited about where it's going to go this year.
Great. Joe, give us some insight on what this year is going to be looking like.
Well, this year we're adding a lot of different aspects to the show to make sure we reach more veterans. So last year we had the finals at the Union League, and we had awarded $25,000. This year we decided to up the ante a little bit. We're at $50,000, and we're actually taking it to 4 cities to get more veterans involved.
No, I was going to say these 4 cities, Chicago, Atlanta, San Diego, and DC. A lot of people flew in all over the country to our Shark Tank over the years. So you've been involved with it. The JDog family has been involved with us for a long time. So it's really hand in hand of your success in Philadelphia and the national immediately after. But what we realized was people were flying in, they were sponsoring from national, and people were really motivated, and we were selling out so quickly. And we have sponsors like Comcast, PwC, American Water, Greencastle, JDog. So this year we know, we really, really want to help, not just by providing money, but the support, business network, the services, and then the opportunity for lenders if anybody's looking for more lenders.
Yeah, so when I was a contestant back in 2014, Tracy was my biggest fan in the audience. She was the only one who voted for me because I didn't win. We had 5 locations back then at JDog, and now we're over 200 locations. And what I've noticed being part of the Veteran Shark Tank, it gives you a voice and it gives you a place to pitch about your business idea. Without going to angel investors, you're actually with other veterans and other colleagues, and everyone really gets supportive behind you. So Tracy, what's this look like from a military spouse, veteran spouse? How do you think they'll get involved with convincing their spouses to win that $50,000?
I think it's a great opportunity for the spouses to get involved and support, or they might have a business idea themselves that they can get up there and pitch. I think it's a great platform to get your name out there, whether you win or not. The exposure, I think, it can really catapult your business and catapult your idea. And just being able to network and know that there are resources available, whether you win or not, just have people know about you. And it's really an exciting night. And I think it really lends itself to a lot of brainstorming ideas and just being able to meet other veterans and let them hear about your business.
So what type of what type of veterans are you looking for as far as describing these pitchers, so to speak? Who are you guys looking for?
Yeah, so we look for everybody that's selling a single product all the way up to product to services. We don't want to have it heavy in technology or heavy in equipment. We like to look for a nice mix. Alex uses the term blue collar, white collar, trying to get everything from, just we had one year the Go Hunt guys and Barn Owl and a few others that were drones and those kind of things, or an app. And then we have, you have Zero Eyes, NeuroFlow, and some of those guys that are a little bit more polished from, a graduate school program, and they do a great job of pitching their ideas. But it's a little bit of a show, but it's also more about the exposure that they can get for their business. I mean, you guys are a perfect example. You didn't win, but look where you are today. And I'm not saying that.
Thanks for
I'll remind you several
emphasized.
times. No, I'm not saying that we were a critical part of you guys of where you are now, but it was probably a step in that exposure to get you the recognition as a veteran-owned business, as a franchise, to get you to that next level. And that's all we're trying to do, is give these guys one more step up to get to a level where they can get the exposure they need for either if it's funding or people, whatever it might be.
What Joe alluded to, blue collar, white collar, was we had a lot of great people to start this idea, right? So in the beginning idea, I said, okay, how do we do this so everybody's going to be involved? And there was a lot of egos, a lot of veterans and a lot of egos. And we had to say, okay, we're going live. Okay, we got to figure out how to do this. So first year, we really needed to figure out how to do this. We learned from it, just like the military. We learned from it, right? And we had an auditorium full, right? And that's what happens when you're grassroots. And today, 4 cities, finals, it's amazing. But what we did learn is, just like in the military, you got enlisted, you got officer, right? And in the entrepreneurship world, there are people that are just born killers. They're born killers. They're graduate school, they're Wharton, they're, Columbia, they're West Point, they're Naval Academy. Those people probably don't need us, but, they're going to participate. So it's a blend. The qualification is what really sets us apart. We have an incredible team of people of how we view who should be in the finals based on the business and based on who should have stage presence. So it's really a mixed art, because you could have somebody with an incredible idea, but if they're not ready and they're going to win a regional event and they're not ready for a sold out crowd, lights, camera, action, then they're not ready for us. But they have a small business. We've had people say this is a game changer for them because they realize that we're the first pitch they're doing, and practice and getting in front of there and understanding the level of questions that are demanded. But that's just the beginning. That's the beginning of their business. Of questions will be asked by bankers, questions will be asked by customers, by vendors. So we take we take pride in knowing that we are inspiring a new generation of people that didn't believe they should be on stage, while we're also helping those that are natural on the stage. So it's I'll give you the perfect example. We had a young female single mother whose son had eczema, and I think you guys were there.
I remember her.
You remember her? I mean, she was amazing.
Ago.
Yeah.
She was amazing. So getting people to apply. So for all those that are out there listening to this, your idea is amazing. You got to apply, no matter what.
And we're trying to make it as easy as possible by taking it to San Diego, Chicago, Atlanta, and DC. So we're getting more veterans involved. Normally it's just a national process, but we're hoping to get significantly more involvement and ideas out there.
Yeah, so these cities are, we're probably going to narrow it down to 25 contestants per city. So we're going to have a good amount of candidate flow. So it's pretty competitive to get out there. But to go back to the woman with eczema and her son, she talked about the personal story and business was great as well. And she balanced the act. You guys have seen it where people talk about their personal story way too much, and then it goes off, right? But she talked about the importance and how she created the business based on the need. And that need was no cream would work for her son for eczema. And he was in the emergency room and everything. And she answered the questions really, really well with the judges, as a matter of fact. But she never believed she should have been up there and she had a product. And I guess what happened at the end, the people that worked there went to her at the event to make an order. So she was the most successful because she got an order at our show.
That's right.
Not the winner. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I think it's it's a good idea to bring in your personal story, because nobody knows your personal story except yourself. And I just really think it helps in the pitch of your business. But again, you have to have that delicate balance, definitely. But, I enjoy when I watched people pitch, I enjoy hearing that personal element, what drove them to start their business. Right. There's always a personal story, a personal edge to it, where they saw a need, or they had a need, or they had an experience that said, I'm gonna, start this business because of X.
They got to be careful though, because we had 2-3 years ago a contestant that just went into the personal story for almost his entire pitch. He only had 6-7 minutes,
right?
And he never really got to his product, which, when you think about it, it's like a no-brainer. Lights on a ladder. So when you're a fireman or a first responder, your ladder's lit up. It makes sense. And he did a great job of explaining why and how in his personal story. And then he was rushed at the very end to try to tell the product, and he just couldn't take it over the finish line for that reason alone.
Right.
But it's a great product, and so that's just it. Is you have to have a little bit of the personal story, but then you have to have the product in there, because those judges are going to sit there. And you were a judge last year. You know this. You're going to ask questions about numbers and how much have you sold, or how much do you plan to sell? What's your target market? And you can see last year when the judges were asking questions, when each contestant lost the competition. In my opinion, I can point it to one, except for one, Cowboy Crickets, the winner. He was polished all the way. He had his answers. But all the other contestants, you could see where they might have just had a little bit of a hiccup that the judges were like, okay, we're good.
Right.
Yeah, the judges, go ahead.
I was going to say, you guys are putting out there some serious money and some serious exposure for an entrepreneur. So whoever takes this on should take it very seriously and really understand what numbers are. And it's not like the other Shark Tank where you have judges like myself trying to get a piece of their business. If anything, it's the opposite.
Yep.
We're here to empower veterans to own their own business, so they'll hire more veterans, just like you do. So I think it's a completely different type of Shark Tank that's typically known out there. And I think with podcasts like this, we can explain to entrepreneurs that want to be part of this show. I think that the more we do shows like this, we'll be able to execute that message.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The one thing that Joe was mentioning is most people think that we should provide the help for them to pitch on stage, but we look at them saying that's your future business.
Yeah.
So we can provide the after, but if we are part of the beginning. So my tagline in life has always been, our tool's your mission. It's not my mission to make it your mission to apply. It's not my mission to help you in the beginning to, cultivate how it is. There's a lot of resources. We provide the resources if they're needed for them to learn how to, but they should come in doing their homework. They should come in prepared. This is their livelihood. So it's a true sign of entrepreneurship of, are you in control of your own destiny? It's like the military. Can you create your own orders, or are you waiting for orders? And we can see that very well because we've seen some amazing companies, not make it through.
Joe, you're supposed to say thank you.
I didn't see yours. I didn't see your pitch. So
yeah. And I remember the pitch. We probably had our most fiercest great white shark. And he was a veteran, MIT, Special Forces from New York, venture capital. And we learned our lessons of how to tone our judges. And I think the pride that you took in your business could be seen on stage. And I think that was, I don't think that was the answer of why first, second, or third. It just happens to be there was a doctor making 3D imaging of a brain at surgery, and you just came at the wrong year.
I can do that.
It's hard to compete with.
Yeah, it's
I was
hard
going to do
compete.
that, but I thought it was going to be boring.
Yeah, Dr.
You went with your
Junk.
second idea.
Dr. Junk.
I went with picking up junk.
Yeah, junk, doctor, life,
Yeah.
So I think it is all about timing, and what we want people to do is to utilize So if you're competing in the regions, you're eyeing $50,000. You're not just competing for Chicago. You're really going to be there for Philly. And as I don't know if Joe alluded to the beginning of Army Navy Week, it is the most sought after economic event in the city. So we are hosting Army Navy game. So the whole week's a buzz. So everybody's here. We got people coming in from all over the country here. And it's an audience looking at the stage to give them an opportunity to say, I own this. I never thought I could, or I should be here. We have people that go to South by Southwest afterwards, like NeuroFlow. We've had some amazing first contestant winner, Mike Mayer. He owns 2 companies. So serial entrepreneur, right, with Hauser, and also for another one with the co-working space for 1776 and Benjamin's Desk that folded together. So there's a lot of amazing contestants out there.
So what's step one? So we got the audience, GI Jobs.
Yep.
Thanks to GI Jobs for putting this out there to all those veterans
Absolutely.
that are looking for us on their entrepreneur page. So what's step one?
Step one is primarily go to the website. You can probably go to GI Jobs. There's going to be information there. There will also be information on veteransharktank.com. Look at the information, watch the videos, take a look at some of the previous contestants, research them, and then if you feel inclined, apply for a city, and we'll go through the vetting process and figure out our 25 for each city. And then,
so for the aggressive veteran who wants to go to all 4 cities, you're allowed to do that.
we thought about that, but you have to pick a city.
Okay.
Yeah, pick a home base of a city. There's they're pretty much all even. But we start in July and then we'll end up in September. So, Chicago, San Diego, Atlanta, and DC is the last one. And then we bring it all home to Philly. So it is a little bit going to be where they go into a room. There's going to be judges and they're going to pitch. There's not going to be an audience there. They'll probably have their peers that are waiting to pitch. It's like a casting call almost.
Right.
It's going to be a fun event all day long. They get to network as well while they're waiting. And then we kind of announce the winner. We haven't figured out yet if we're announcing it that night, social media, but we'll figure it out. We're going to have some amazing, if we had cowboy crickets, and these people are amazing. And who knew about that industry? Did you know about it?
No. It's
No.
very disgusting tasting, but
Yeah.
very healthy.
But guess what? They're making it.
And I just thought to myself, crickets, really?
Right.
But
They
he
were good.
was
My son liked them. He ate them.
His pitch was so good,
Right.
and he had the answer to every single question that was thrown at him.
Because he rehearsed.
I mean-
when we were getting ready to do the program,
Yeah.
he walked around the Union League for about an hour beforehand, just looking at his notes and rehearsing, and he had every question he could think of with an answer.
Yeah. So he's fairly young too. If anybody that was there, he was fairly young, but he was very matter of fact, very, very
Had humor.
understanding the point of the evening, right, while enjoying it. I think you could tell the enjoyment afterwards, but he was very focused. He had to get. He almost had his
Laser
Shark Tank
focused.
game face.
Well, and that's an important point, is that this is a veteran-friendly. You're not walking into the Sharks' den to get torn apart.
Right.
Everybody there wants to see you succeed. Even at the regional qualifiers, you're not walking in to get torn apart. We're not going to sit there and be Simon Cowell or one of these other jerks that just want to tout our own ego. It's about, all right, here's where we think
So
you can
you're
be
not
better.
going to be Mr. Wonderful?
I am always Mr. Wonderful. Just ask my wife. No,
I can tell you right now, Joe's Mr. Wonderful.
It is a very veteran-centric, friendly event. We want them to succeed, and it doesn't matter if they come in first or last, right, Jerry? We still want to be your friend, and we still want to help you be successful. But we, like Alex said, we can't take that first step for them. They have
Right.
to be on the ball. They have to do their homework. They have to pull it together. They have 8 minutes to pitch their idea. And last year, I think it came out to like $4,000 a minute or something. So when you put it in those terms, would you throw away $4,000 a minute with 7 minutes of my bio and 1 minute of the product? No, you're going to figure out that nice balance. And this year, it's even more.
Well,
because
I think the important thing, too, to realize is that all these guys are veterans that are wanting to start their own business.
Yeah.
You have to know how to pitch your business. That you have to be able to pitch it to people, to customers,
So true.
to banks, lenders, whatever. So this is a great exercise to do this, and you have to know this stuff anyway if you're going to pitch your business.
So Tracy, what you said there is gold. So what it is the way that we created this, the way I created this was the notion of that, of the blue collar, white collar. There's a lot of generations that are first, right? And Jerry, when I first met Jerry was talking about, oh, I was this, I was an E4, I was an enlisted. I was like, so you can hang in the space of business, right?
So at that.
Yeah, you can,
I was an E4 too, so
yeah.
I couldn't imagine doing what you did when I, being an E4. I mean, that's just amazing.
So what happens is society has always been me and them, right? And when you have an idea, if you don't think of them, then your business will remain small. So you've been fighting it, but now you're really at the top of the mountain of understanding where every success lies. And our Veteran Shark Tank was really for those purposes, where there's people in the cities, if you're listening, you got to realize this is your golden opportunity. Do not miss out on applying, because we are here to start your new career of being on stage, taking over the world, so your business is not small. So there's a lot of good brands out there, and there's a lot of very successful veterans. You guys are one of the most successful ones in the country, putting not only veterans back to work, but also, as I keep telling you, the younger veterans, I know we're aging out right now, the younger ones are looking at you. They're seeing what's your story, how are you doing it, and stuff. So this is a great opportunity for them.
And one point on being part of this club of Veteran Shark Tank, which I call it a club, because once you either apply, you win, lose, or you participate, you're remembered. And a perfect example, we were down at the city yesterday and we saw Major General Walter Lord. And he said, Tracy, I remember you from Veteran Shark Tank. I mean, that's what he remembered. So there's an example of a Major General who wouldn't really know us other than, just JDog. But if you participate in this thing, you're going to jump into this group that's getting bigger and bigger. And you never know who that judge that did not judge wants to reach out to you and say, I loved your business idea. Right. I'd like to invest in you, or, or join my team. So I just think it's even bigger than just that prize.
True. We've had the fortunate relationship to have Comcast as our presenting sponsor over the last 3 to 4 years. And in there, we've had the fortunate opportunity to have somebody like Robert Irvine be our keynote speaker, Justin Constantine to be our keynote speaker. And now this year, you're part of it, Justin Constantine's part of it, Mark Rockefeller's part of it, Dan from Gruntstyle is our keynote speaker. And then we have Erica Webster, we have Cortez from Military Influencer Conference. So we have a bunch of others that are part of our national Veteran Shark Tank. They'll sneak peek at different cities. We'll let people know where everybody is, but that means everybody's excited. And Justin had an amazing story that resonated about entrepreneurship success with challenges. So if you're an entrepreneur, just because you had a past, what are you dealing with your past to work your way up? So he talked about his challenges with war, with his wounds and healing and the support with his wife. But he said, I got to grow my business. I got to do what I need to do. So that's the environment we got to look at, where there's born natural killers, and then those people that we will really, really embrace, support, and help. And then there's the new ones as well that are, well, I don't think I should, or maybe I shouldn't, or, because of my injury, I won't be able to. So we hope to see them this year.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us how to apply real quick. Let the audience know.
VeteranSharkTank.com, also GI Jobs website. And there will be multiple buttons there to select which city you want to apply to. One thing I think we forgot to mention was that the winner of the individual cities, we pay for their airfare and their lodging here in Philadelphia for the finals. So it even makes it that much more enticing. They're going to get, if they win, they get $50,000, but they also get some of their travel paid for, which was always a hindrance, because somebody coming in from across the country, it could get expensive for a grand prize that, part of it they know is going to go towards their travel, but now it's not. So we pay for a little bit of that. And then keep a watch out on the website. We're going to have updates as well as social media. That's probably your best bet, is to check out social media. So What did I miss out? Anything
No. I think that's it. I think the regional qualifiers are going to be pretty business oriented. It's kind of like American Idol. You know, they really want you at the finals. So come prepared. We will have people there to help them. So if you arrive on site, you pre-qualified, we will have mentors there. So we will have mentors there just to help them get their couple minutes down or whatever it is on site, the ones that qualified, that made that journey there. That's the least we could do as well to provide those services for them. And then the back end as well will follow up with the ones that applied. Just because you applied this year and you didn't make it does not mean you can't qualify for next year. So it's 3 years.
I didn't know that.
You're out.
2015, I would have came back.
Hey.
Joe said he said once enough with JDog.
Yeah.
So before we go, I wanted to reach out to Darryl Williams on with GI Jobs. He's on the phone right now. Darryl, how you doing?
I'm good, Jerry. Thanks for asking.
Great. We just had a very successful podcast here, our second one for JDog Veterans Venture with Tracy Flanagan, Joe Crandall, and Alex Archowski. Alex is the founder of Veteran Shark Tank, and I just wanted Alex to say a few words.
Darryl, thanks so much for GI Jobs for supporting our mission with the Veteran Shark Tank and everything that you guys do with veteran entrepreneurs.
Thanks, Alex. I appreciate it. We definitely take great pride in being able to provide resources and opportunities for entrepreneurs that are out there. As you know, we all know that there are a huge number of veterans that are transitioning, that are looking to go into business for themselves, so they can go ahead and capitalize on all the leadership capabilities and skills that they've learned over their military career.
Absolutely, it's a great fit. We're excited for the partnership with GI Jobs, JDog, and the Veteran Shark Tank for the contestants applying on your page and our page from each city, from Chicago, Atlanta, San Diego, and DC.
Outstanding. I think this is a fantastic opportunity for the audience. I mean, we're talking about, not only doing, something like Veteran Shark Tank to one specific location, but now it's being spread across different regions. And it's really going to help to encapsulate, the audience as a whole and be able to bring in these entrepreneurs so they can be able to share their products and business ideas with great leaders like yourselves so that they can go ahead and take their businesses to the next level.
Absolutely. I think it's a great combo because you guys provide great resources on the military bases with your magazines and print and online. And there's going to be a new generation and new veteran entrepreneurs. They're going to see great opportunity to pitch for $50,000.
Yeah, you can't talk about more of a fantastic opportunity. I mean, this is an opportunity that's going to help, individuals that are out there in the space that perhaps, don't have perhaps the financial to take their business to the next level. And you guys are doing this. I mean, you can't speak of a more fantastic opportunity out there for the veterans.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate being on the call today, supporting our mission, supporting companies like JDog and what they do, bringing veteran entrepreneurship to life through GI Jobs, helping the new ones, capturing the existing ones, and making this country one of the best at veteran entrepreneurship.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. For information about applying for the Veteran Shark Tank contest, it's very simple. It's veteransharktank.com. All your information you'll need is on that website. Again, veteransharktank.com. Thanks for everyone for joining us.
Curious about Jerry Flanagan and his company, JDog Brands? Visit jdogbrands.com for more information.